Welcome guys, HackMods here with a Red Hat installation for Linux within a VirtualBox on a Windows 7 guest OS host. Okay, first off, open the VirtualBox. You'll need to have it installed already. Hit New and type Red Hat into the thing. It'll find Linux. Make sure it's a Red Hat 64-bit Linux. Okay, now set the virtual memory to 1024, which is 1 gig. Okay, now leave create virtual hard drive how it is. Click create, and then go to virtual disk image. Leave that. Click create. We'll set the memory to 8 gigs, and it's only dynamic, so it won't use it unless it needs to. Go to settings. After that, what we need to do is go to advanced. Select at the top bi-directional for both, so you can share between the host and the guest. Okay, next, leave description alone. System, we need to make sure EFI is unchecked. Remove floppy, uncheck it, move it to the bottom. Hard disk, move it to the top. Make sure EFI is unchecked, as said. Set the CPU, we'll give it 1, 2 CPUs, 3 CPUs. We'll make sure them VX chips are enabled and ticked. Make sure PAE NX is chipped and set. Make sure enable 3D is set, and set the virtual memory to 128 megabytes. Or in close to it. Okay, and go to storage, go to the empty IDE, select this disk on the right, select the ISO, which will be in the description. Okay, now audio, leave that alone. Network, leave it alone. Serial ports fine. USB, you can input your USB wireless LAN card if you need to, but it's not necessary as it will use NAT. Okay, next, hit the start button on the VirtualBox. Okay, and go to install or upgrade an existing system. Loading the VMZ. Okay, and just let that run and do its thing. This will take approximately 25 minutes. If your computer runs slower, just pause the video until you catch up. Okay, at the end of the video, first off, disk found, go OK. Choose a disk to go skip, sorry. Found local installation media. Okay, so now we're going to have to set up a virtual hard drive. Okay, let it do its thing. You know it's thinking because the bottom right hand indicator on the taskbar within the VirtualBox, the last one to the left, will be flashing green or red. Okay, now select your language. Select specialized storage. Oh, you got to go up here, sorry. Select up. We'll get rid of that scrolling problem next. But click next. Leave it alone how it was. Okay, now you've selected your 8 GB virtual hard drive, so we'll be going yes, discard any data. Now we've got to set that hard drive to the optimum one and with the correct settings. So now type your local host or local domain. This is so you can find your device within the local network using your NAT and DHCP servers. Okay, so we set it as Red Hat. Set the host name as Red Hat Box, so that'll show up on your local network. Okay, next. You can set that to anything you want. Okay, now select your time zone. I live in Australia, so I will set my time zone to where I live. You select wherever you need to select. Make sure system clock uses UTC, Universal Time Coding. Okay, root password, being that it's Linux, set that. If you don't want a password, you need to set one here anyway and then undo it later, but best off to have one to protect your machine. Now scroll down. We'll get rid of the scroll problem, which is caused by the virtual guest, but we'll fix that in later in the video. So click next. We've provided a weak password. Yes, I'll continue anyway. So now we want to replace, we want to create custom layout. I'll teach you about what we're doing. Click next. Okay, so we got 8.19 megabytes free, which is 8 gigs. We'll go create, and we're creating a standard partition. We'll be actually creating a local logical volume managed machine. So we click create on standard partition. The mount point, we'll set that to F swap. Okay, set the megabytes to 2 gigabytes to 2048. It's a click OK. So that's swap memory, which is equivalent to your cache in Windows operating system. Okay, next we'll be selecting the standard partition. This is setting a different one, and we'll be setting it to root. Okay, there we go, boot record. Okay, fixed size, and we'll set the fixed size to, I think it's 100 meg. Yep, 100 meg. Select OK. So now we've got 6043, which is just over 6 gig, just under 6 gig. So next we'll select create again. Make sure you select the free space, and then select create. Okay, now standard partition again. Click create. Mount point, we'll set that as var user. Oh, it was root, sorry. So that, and now we enter the last logical space that we have, so 6043. Click OK. Click next. Click format. Okay, write changes to disk. Okay, that'll do its thing. It's creating the external file system within the SDA, sorry. Now there you go, it's created the bootloader for the grub. Okay, so we select that and we click next. Sorry about that. Click next. That'll retrieve the installation information. Okay, so now we put it on the desktop because we'll be using a GUI based system. If you're into command line prompts and whatever, you can use database server or web server, but we'll be using a GUI system, so select desktop. Make sure it's got selected Red Hat Enterprise Linux and customize later. That'll start the installation process now. Okay, this will take a little minute now, just leave it do its thing. It's installing all the proper components and required system utilities. All the packages. Okay, so this is for Red Hat version 6 Linux Enterprise. I'll be doing other installations within the VirtualBox in the virtualization series on my channel. next to the Linux installations I'll be doing will be Fedora. Okay, we're over halfway. Let's leave it to do its thing. At the end of the video I'll be just teaching you how to do guest box additions so that you can remove the scroll bar problem and fix the full screen. So after that we'll be doing the shortcut icon and customizing it with an appropriate icon, and after that in the last of the video we'll be doing the snapshot to record a proper restoration point. Okay, we're nearly done with this part of the process. Okay, nearly there. Your computer should be keeping up. If it's not, just pause the video wherever you require and catch up. It's just installing the word list. As I've said in the other videos, you'll know it's working because the hard drive's actually activated and running. This is because on the bottom right hand side of the VirtualBox, if you come all the way along to the center to the last icon from the right, you'll see the hard drive icon, and it's either green or red flashing light. You know that's indicating that it's in active use. This section will nearly be done soon. Okay. It's installing the bootloader and the grub. so that in the master boot record, so that Windows can operate the boot record within the VirtualBox. You could be using it as a dual boot or a USB loader, but we'll be using it within the VirtualBox. Okay, so there you go. Congratulations, Redbox Linux Enterprise installation is complete. Now you need to reboot your system for the installed package to operate. So we'll click the reboot option. Just give you guys a chance to catch up if your machines haven't caught up. Okay, we'll click the reboot. Just having a bit of trouble with this guest box mouse, mouse, whatever you call it, when they can pick up the mouse. We'll fix that within guest box additions later. So hit the reboot. Okay, this is the startup of your Redbox REDHAT bootloader. This is so you can operate Redhat, which is a Linux-based system on a host operating system of Windows 7 or whatever host you're running it on. Okay, welcome. Now we're going to read through the license agreement, set up the software updates, create the user, set the date and time. Okay, so I'm back now. Sorry, I just had to go away for a quick second. Now we'll scroll down, click forward, click yes, I agree to the license terms. It's open source, so it's not pirated. Click forward. Okay, you've read that now. Okay, so click forward, select a username, okay, full name, password, confirm your password. Okay, so enter your password. You obviously have to put a password in, but you can remove it later. But for root user you'll need a password anyway, so you're best off leaving it in. Okay, yes, the password's weak, but we'll still use it. Okay, synchronize the time clock to your region. Insufficient memory for enable K-dump, that's okay. Let's go OK and forward and finish. Okay, now that'll reboot. Okay, log in with your selected user that you created and the password will be inputted. And you've almost successfully installed Linux Red Hat within a Windows 7 host OS within VirtualBox. Okay, so let that boot. There we go, it's installed. So next we'll be doing the guest operating system, guest box OS, which we go up to devices. Go up to devices, go and guest install CD image. That'll install the CD image within the desktop so we can run it. Auto run the prompt. Click OK. Still having trouble with my mouse integration. This medium contains software intended to be used automatically, so yes. Enter your root password so that it can activate the CD. So enter your root password and type authenticate. Okay, it's running the Guestbox Editions installer. It's created the icon on the desktop and now it's installing the package from the CD. Okay, that's done. Press return to close the window. So now we should have full screen without the scroll point once we push host, which is the right side control key, and the F character on your control pad on your keyboard. Or a restart may be required, but yeah, restart obviously was required. But we can go to machine. My mouse integration is still having trouble. Okay, hold on, you might be having the same problem. Once you're inside a guest box, to get out to your host operating system, what you need to do is push the hotkey, which is the right side control button. Okay, we want to log out and restart, so we get the new host OS, guest OS running within the full screen. Okay, well it hasn't really worked here. But you got Linux installed. Why is it not working? Okay, we'll do a restart. There should be no reason why that didn't take hold. Okay, so we'll do a restart. We'll click that in and go into there on the VirtualBox. Let the VirtualBox reboot it. Okay, it'll only take a couple of seconds to reboot. we go to adjust full screen, yes, switch. You could have done this by pushing Control and F. There we go. We got rid of the scroll bars and the Virtualbox installation from the guest box OS. So now insert your password. You've successfully installed Linux Red Hat onto a host operating system. So now all there's left to do in this video is create a snapshot, which is a system restore point for usage, in case you want to install updates or whatever and have trouble and need to roll back. And after that we'll be doing icon customization on your host operating system for easy access. To get out of the guest box, push the right side control button and the Windows key. Okay, now we want to go to a guest box. There we go. Now we want to create a snapshot by going to the right side snapshot. Type the snapshot name, whatever you want to call it. I always call them fresh install, and the date of the installation. Today's date. Okay, now click OK. That'll create the snapshot of it running, how everything is, a virtual disk image. Okay, so that's done. Okay, now we can log out of this now. Log off. That's unless you want to keep using it, which is fine. It's up to you. And shutdown, I'm going to execute. So shutting down. All we got to do now is create an icon and customize it. The link will be in the description for the icon that I've created. So we do that by going to guest box, Virtualbox, right click it, go create shortcut. There we go. On the left hand side we've created the Red Hat shortcut. Move it to wherever you want to put it in your virtualization grouping. Go properties, right click properties, go change icon, go browse, find the icon that you've created or you want to put, or you can use the one I've created, which will be in the description. Go apply, go okay, we've got Red Hat icon and it's all installed. I'm Hack Mods. Thanks for watching. Please rate, like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe.